Oh, I wish I could put on my camera right now, but I actually can't. I'm quite in a dark place and I'm enjoying the fact that the room is dark. So let's just dive into this. So there are 3 trades here, right here. 3 trades running, 2 really running in losses, 1 running in massive profit. Doesn't mean it's going to take profit anyway. But what happened? What am I doing? I haven't journaled this trade because I took them in the office. But this is the lowdown for you. This is the lowdown for anybody watching this. The first trade here, Canada JPY, is a trade I just took. You know, have faith in your strategy and just take it, right? That's what they said. This is the thing. Canada JPY is supposed to be bullish, but here I am shorting this currency and in crazy amount of profit. But well, I had a target when I started shorting this currency, a very clear and defined target, right? I said to myself, right, if this currency is a buy currency right now, meaning we ought to be buying in this place, and I found this very wicked evening star at the top of the chart, then obviously price is coming down on the daily. It's definitely coming down for a demand zone. And you can see I drew out the demand zones I can find on the 4 hours and on the daily. And after drawing out the 4 hours demand zone, I said, let's follow price all the way to that demand zone. Knowing full well that when it hits that demand zone, there's a high tendency it's going to run up. Now, this is a very risky thing to do. Do not try this at home. It's very risky unless you know what you're doing. I don't even know what I'm doing, I won't lie. But I just said, let's just test some theories, right? Let's test some theories. And on the edge finder, you can see it right here. Canada JPY is bullish with a score of 7. That is humongous. You can see the maximum score for the edge finder is between +9 to +24. And this guy is sitting on the bullish range, close to the very bullish edge of the range, meaning this is a sure buy. Like, it's not really a surefire buy though, but based on everything it's seeing right now, you should be looking for a chance to buy in this economy, in this market. And I am shorting it. That is risky. The next trade I have here is the New Zealand Japanese yen. Now, I know you're surprised you're no longer seeing the zigzag indicator. So the reason why I removed the zigzag indicator is simply because I have come to understand that there's a bit messiness to it when you have the zigzag indicator on your screen. And don't mind that word, it doesn't exist, messiness. But I just meant it was messy. I kept seeing too many lines and I decided, fine, you know what, I'm going to go with black and red and greens. Red for everything for everything below and green for everything above. Red bars to signify supply zones and green bars to signify demand zones. So you can see the red bar at the top here saying this is a high place weekly supply zone. So there's a high risk that price, whenever it gets here, it's going to dive into demand. It's going to dive into supply and hence it's going to start shorting. But what does New Zealand Japanese yen actually say on the edge finder? So the New Zealand Japanese yen is bullish with a 6 score. But also on my own trade finder, the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen is slightly bullish, though it's actually neutral in my reading, but it's at 57% heading towards the bullish angle or coming down from it, whichever one it is. It actually is coming down because it was up yesterday, and now I decided, you know what, let's test working with the expected trend, right? And I decided to start looking for every buying opportunities I could find, see where price has landed, and I found myself on the 4 hours. I found this very good supply zone. It looks like a very good supply zone. I can see price has mitigated once, twice, and it's about mitigating it the third time. So what did I do? I went down into the 1 hour and I found this. Oh, I didn't draw it out, so let me just draw it out. I found this demand zone, but I forgot to check something. So this demand zone has been used up by this particular week right here. Allow me show you that. So this very candle right here has used up our demand zone. But however, I still said, well, if the major economy is saying buy, I think I should just put my stop loss below this point and just run for a trade all the way to the weekly supply zone. and we're just watching to see how this is going. You can see how it's going. It is negative 5,000. Now this is not dollars, this is Nigerian naira. This is 5,000 NGN, roughly 6,000 right now. And then we have a final trade. Now this trade was out of desperation. I wanted to really grasp something. I wanted to understand the real mechanics of, how does this stuff really work, really. So I decided to jump into the 15 minutes of this chart, and I didn't look at any other higher time frame or lower time frame stories. I just went straight into the 15 minutes, and in the 15 minutes I'm seeing uptrends. Now the thing with the 15 minutes is I saw this move up here. So this is going to be green, obviously, and this is supposed to be 15 minutes. So I don't want to be writing 15 minutes everywhere because I already know this is the 15 minutes chart, right? If this break happened here, then we have this protected low here. Now I want to know if this low was supposed to be worthy of call, but something I noticed is there is no supply zone, there's no demand zone right here. So I dived into the 1 hour to look if I can find a supply zone. I still can't find a supply zone around here. So whatever made price come here and push up, that is his business. I don't want to know. But on the same time frame, I noticed this high was no longer taken. So for highs that are still valid or lows that are valid, I just use a full-on color screen. This is supposed to be red. So why am I painting this red? I'm doing it like this. So if price starts to break the red lines more and more, if price starts to break the red lines, then I know it's time to start looking for shorting opportunities. If price starts to break the green lines, then I know it's time to start looking for longing opportunities. Now in the whole of this move, this is where price is currently at, and I decided let's do the view for the next possible demand zones on this time frame. And I have this, first and foremost, this demand zone, and I'll show you why I said this trade is actually out of desperation. Now from this point upwards, I don't have any useful demand zone until this, and then last but not least I have this. So these three places are my only available demand zones I have on this chart, and supply zones on this chart. And I'm seeing price do something funny around here. So I said to myself, let's just try something stupid, right? Let's just have something stupid in the sense that this is actually another supply zone. So if this is supposed to really withhold itself, it means this will be a trustworthy trade in the 15 minutes. So I'm placing this stop loss below, like way above two supply zones. But I personally, I'm looking on the lower time frame again, and this is the lower time frame below that, which is the problem I have with scalping. And you can see price creating good, and when I say good, really good break of structure here, another one here. This is at the lower time frame structure. So on the lower time frame, it means I should look out for this particular region, and looking out for this region meaning I expect price to come down here first and foremost, and then if it's serious about continuing a downtrend, it will go below this. But if it's not serious about using this level for a downtrend, then it will come to this point. Possibly it might even do something like this. So it might do something like this and come down here before it finally starts to move to the other direction. But I don't know. We're just trading, and remember, trading is risky. It is not straightforward. You're going to lose money, but right now I'm taking it as a total learning curve. That is what I'm seeing right here. It's a total learning curve for me. And I'll say thank you for watching. It's been fun with you guys in this series of trying to really master supply and demand as hard as possible. Catch you all on another one. Peace.